I'm Frank Andrew. I am the president here at Carole Fabrics, and what I love about what I do is we're a manufacturing facility making custom window coverings, and we get to do all the things in operations that I find fun, but we get to do it with design and beauty with the things that we make. So those are perfect days for me. Well, Carole Fabrics, what we do is we buy fabrics from all over the world that we then manufacture into window coverings for people's homes. And everything we make here is custom. So they're designed specifically to the designer's needs for size, for features, for anything that you can imagine that might go into it. And because of that, even though we are, again, a manufacturing facility, it's very much a craftsman type of operation that we have here. We're very dependent on the people that we have here, not just to operate equipment, but to be true artisans and artists at what they do. They have to view every item that comes down the line to them is different from the thing that they just touched and the thing that they're going to touch next. So we're very much a hands-on organization, literally and figuratively. Carole Fabrics has actually been in Augusta for about 60 years. It started out as just a cut yardage facility. They were stocking fabric and they would cut yardage for local designers that needed it. And the founder, at the time, he named it after his daughter Carole, and hence Carole Fabrics. Over time, the company grew to then start doing fabrication, and then in the late 80s, the company was purchased by Hunter Douglas, who is still our owner. So they've owned us now for about just over 30 years. And we are there. Hunter Douglas is the largest manufacturer in custom window coverings in the world. But here in the US, we are the only company that they own that does what we do with soft decorative fabrics. Instead of blinds and shades, things like that, we're making draperies, Roman shades, top treatments, that kind of thing. We employ about 250 people, give or take. Of those, all of them are located here, except we have about 20 to 22 sales reps around the country, but everyone else is located here in this facility. I came to Carole about 4 years ago, just serendipity, because I grew up in this area, had been gone a long time, and was eventually hoping to come back to the Augusta area. And a recruiter found my name because while I spent most of my career developing power tools for a living for DeWalt and Black & Decker, I had then switched over to design products in the flooring industry for Mohawk Flooring. And because of that, someone had recommended me when this role came open. My predecessor had been here since the 70s, so the previous president had been president for 45 years when I came on. And it just turned out to be a great fit. I was able to bring things that I knew from my manufacturing and development in more traditional manufacturing type settings with the design things that I learned while I was at Mohawk, and it just seemed to be a perfect fit for me and brought me home at the same time. We hire anybody from the ground up, someone who's just wants to come in and start a new career, and we can start them on the ground floor learning about fabric. It might be helping us to move bolts of fabric or being in the warehouse, to up the line people who have had any kind of sewing experience. We bring them at a much higher level, and we have very specific sewing equipment. It's not just your grandma's sewing machine. It is, but at the end of the day, it's doing the same thing. And so if you know how to sew, if you understand anything about fabric, we can teach you what you need to do the things that we do here. The things that we primarily look for are just that willingness to come in and learn. Most things, the things we do are not that hard, physically demanding. It's more of, if you've got, if you like creativity, if you like making something and not being in a routine over and over again, but like that everything you touch, yes, you may be sewing something together, but at the end of the day, you're making a very high-end product, and you've got to take pride in that. If you've got that, we can generally teach you the skills that you need to succeed here. I would say for most people, if they've got any kind of, believe it or not, any math skills are very important here, because our measurements are very precise in order to make different fabrics work together. But outside of that, it's more of being an attention to detail and taking pride in your work. If you can do that, then we can pretty much get anybody here, help them be successful in what we do.